Hey everyone, this is Lauren Mack with Hacking the Rat Race. Today I'm going to tell you the 5 best personal loan companies without origination fees. This is a huge deal because origination fees just add up to more money that you owe, and there are some wonderful companies that do not charge them. I highly recommend checking out this video so you don't have to pay more money, and if you stay to the end, I'll give you a bonus tip to help you save even more money. So let's jump right in. First, I would like to say that I'm not a financial planner, a CPA, this is not legal advice, this is not financial advice. Before you make any financial decisions, make sure you speak to your financial advisor. Now, with that said, I would also like to say that I think using personal loans is a great way to pay off debt, especially revolving debt like credit cards, but other debt too. It can literally cut years off the time it takes to pay back your debt and save you thousands of dollars. However, I don't think personal loans are good to go to things like finance building a pool or just getting into more debt. If you're interested in learning more about the power of a personal loan, especially when paying off revolving debt like credit card debt, I made another video, I'm going to link to it above and the show notes below, called How to Get Out of Debt Fast with a Super Easy Shortcut. With that being said, let's jump right in to the 5 best personal loan companies. So number 1 is Sofi. So let's check out the details right now. Sofi is a really great company because you can apply for a large loan amount, up to $100,000, and you can pay this back over 7 years. Another great thing is if you use autopay, which I highly recommend anyways, you get a 0.25% rate discount, which over time can add up to a lot of money. And like all the other ones on the list, there are no origination fees. They have no prepayment penalty. In addition to not having any fees, they have perks for their members, which includes discounts on products, special events, and things like that. For Sofi, good credit is required. They haven't actually given an exact credit score that they're aiming for, so even if you think you're on the line, it might be worth applying to see if you're approved. I would highly consider Sofi. Another good option if you have good credit and you're trying to pay off your debt fast is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. They don't have fees. They don't have origination fees. They have no fees. They don't even have a late payment fee. The only other downside is you cannot have a cosigner on one of these loans. I would definitely look at Marcus by Goldman Sachs if you're looking to pay off your debt, because another benefit is when you get this loan, if you're telling them it's for paying off debt, they will make those payments directly to your creditor, which completely automates and streamlines the process, unlike other personal loans where you get the payment and then you have to go pay off your debt. All you have to do is check and make sure the payment was applied. This is a huge perk of using Marcus by Goldman Sachs. The next one I like is Lightstream. The one downside to Lightstream is that you used to have to have really good credit score, like over 740. But it looks like recently it's been lowered to around 660, so it's now available to more people. They have really low interest rates, sometimes as low as 3.49%. If you enroll in autopay, which again, I always recommend that, then they have no origination fees. They also have no hidden fees, and you can get up to $100,000 and repay it over 7 years. The next company is PinFed Credit Union. And the great thing about PinFed is their minimum FICO score is only around 660. So if you don't have really great credit, you could still qualify for a loan from PinFed. The repayment terms are 1 to 5 years, and their loan amounts are $600 to around $50,000, which also makes them good for smaller loans. Even if you have an amount like $4,000 in your credit card that you want to pay off faster, then it would be harder to qualify for some of the other companies, but would be easier at PinFed. Remember that PinFed is a credit union. You don't have to be a member of PinFed to apply for the loan. However, you will have to join the credit union if you're approved for the loan and decide to accept it. So this is another great option. Like all of these, they don't have any origination fees. The next option is PNC, and this one is really great because you can get a small loan starting at just $1,000. This is another great option if you're looking for a lower loan amount. They also don't have origination fees, and they also have a 0.25% rate discount if you put it on autopay. Also, you only need a 660 credit score. Another great benefit of PNC is they allow co-applicants. So let's just say you have a really low credit score and you would not qualify. You could get a co-applicant that maybe has a good credit score, maybe like a friend or a family member, and you could possibly qualify for a loan this way. However, I never think this is a good idea because that can cause so many problems. However, if you know someone who's willing to be a co-applicant and you have a really low credit score, then this PNC personal loan could be a really good option for you. Before I give you the bonus tip, I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which company sounds best to you? All these companies are great, and they don't have origination fees, and in most cases, almost no fees. Once you apply and get approved, I would also recommend getting a quote from your local bank or credit union as well. Oftentimes, they also offer personal loans, and if you've been banking with them for a long time and you have a good history, they could potentially give you better terms, maybe even a better interest rate. Another good bonus tip is whichever you choose, whether it be your personal bank or any of the 5 mentioned here, just make sure that you're looking at the APR on the offers they're giving you and each of the terms, like years to pay it off. So you know you're comparing apples to apples on how much you're actually having to pay to repay this loan. Make sure, especially if you're going to your local bank, that you're not paying origination fees and you do not want to pay a prepayment fee. By using a personal loan, you can literally crush your debt and pay it off so fast. If you want to see the difference using a personal loan can make, then check out this video right here.